Hey, it's your boy Bobby Beast here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is Vegeta and Beerus. That's correct. These two got some history with one another. One thing about Vegeta that a lot of people don't seem to understand, this guy had a life before coming to Dragon Ball. For those who are like Dragon Ball Z fans, like myself, basically you may or may not be aware of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is an entirely different series. Well, it's pretty much the same series, but it's like it's a prequel to Z, but it's its own thing. It was its own adventures, its own characters and everything. A lot of the characters that we know of in Z are in Dragon Ball, were in Dragon Ball, and it told a lot about them. Vegeta right now has become a character that no matter what you do, he's known as in Dragon Ball Z, and he's like one of the faces of that entire franchise. But there was another series that he was not included in that took place prior to him coming, and you got to think to yourself, okay, everyone got their own thing that they did there, but Vegeta has history too. What we find out is that Vegeta is a man of secrets. He doesn't really tell too much about himself like that because, I mean, let's just talk about it for a sec. The guy knew who Beerus was, and he had an encounter with Beerus prior to, Z, but I think he didn't remember him at first. He also has a brother. He never talked about his brother. Likewise, Vegeta has like a whole other life that no one knows about. I'm pretty sure it would be fun to see more things come up about Vegeta in terms of how his life was prior. There was that time where there was a rumored Dragon Ball Kid Vegeta series. And I hope, like, especially with them doing this expanded Dragon Ball Universe thing announcement they did, I think like a year or so ago, I hope they do, or they would incorporate something like that. But this is about Vegeta and Beerus. Now, thinking about this, for those who may not know, it was Beerus who told Frieza to destroy planet Vegeta. That is correct. We to this day do not know the reason as to why Beerus wanted this to happen. But Frieza did it under Beerus' orders. Now, if you're a Dragon Ball fan like me, for years, the greatest Dragon Ball story plot for me is the Frieza saga. There's a lot of themes going on in that saga that just relate to so many people, including myself, in many, many levels. So for the longest, having Frieza be defeated and the way Frieza was set up, it was like, man, that's it. But we find out Beerus was behind it. We don't even know what Frieza's reaction to that was. But I want to talk about this because let's talk about Vegeta. Vegeta has become a very changed person since we got Super. Even Bulma's pointed out that since fighting Majin Buu, he's become passionate. And that leads back to his sacrifice that he did when he died for the Earth, despite the fact that he was Majin Vegeta and did a lot of killing and stuff. He went right back to being the Vegeta he always was. So there's that dark side to Vegeta that we all know about. And that side of him it took a while for that to go away because that side of him was present, in the Frieza saga. He was ruthless, he was murderous, he was killing, he was a soldier, he was nothing to play with, man. And that carried on to the Cell saga too. But then by the time we got to the Buu saga, he urged to be that warrior again, and he did become that guy again. But then, with the sacrifice happening, after that, we go into Super, and he's like still that calm down dude. So he never left what he understood or what he came up with when he sacrificed himself. But now there's something that could change that. And we're talking about Beerus giving the authorization of destruction. I think that it's just definitely going to happen that Frieza's going to tell Vegeta all about Beerus given the authorization for the planet to be destroyed. They're going to be cooperating as a team. And one person that Frieza's going to mostly talk with more than anybody is Vegeta. Do you think that Frieza is not going to tell Vegeta about that? I really think it's going to happen. What kind of plot point will it set up? I don't know. But one thing I can definitely say is I do believe that by the time Super ends, and if it's not in Super, it's probably going to be in the next series. By the time it ends, I think that Beerus will no longer be the god of destruction at one point. And I think the only candidate that is really going to take over that spot will be Vegeta. I don't see Goku as the god of destruction or anything like that. But Vegeta, yes. I remember that time we threw it out there like that. Well, Vegeta was saying, you need to train me, train me, train me. And he said, only if you agree to become the next god of destruction, pretty much replace Beerus when the time comes. And Vegeta, for whatever reason, did not want to do that. But I think that Vegeta is destined to become the god of destruction eventually. But I think they're going to have a fallout when it's time for when he discovers what happened. But I think Vegeta's not going to come after Beerus because Beerus is too strong right now. I think he's going to train his butt off and he's going to come after Beerus sooner or later. And I think eventually we're going to have a time when Vegeta and them go to Planet Salad. And I think it's really going to hit home with him. The fact that he no longer has his Saiyans with him. The fact that he no longer has a planet to communicate with them like he did before. Sort of like one of these days he's gonna come across Kaba, he's gonna come across kale and cauliflower and these other Saiyans, and he is going to want to have that back. It may never happen, but I think it's gonna hit home with him, especially when he sees the Saiyans in the Universal Tournament. He's gonna be like, wow, he's gonna be impressed. I really think that it's gonna hit home with him, and knowing that Beerus gave the authorization for his planet to be destroyed, I just think it's not going to go well. I think this guy is going to be on a war path with Beerus. I do not think it's going to go down pretty well. But that's just me speaking my mind. I just want to say, though, much love, much respect. It's your boy, Bobby Beast. I just want to say, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Like the video. I just want to say much love, much respect. I got plenty of Dragon Ball content here. Hold it down and 1.